Do you know? Your brain on autopilot, but how to break the cycle? Ever feel trapped in the same old bad habits on autopilot? Your brain loves shortcuts, so it repeats routine, even if it's holding you back. Here are 3 quick hacks to break free. Number 1, the 2-minute rule. So, what if I told you that 2 minutes could change the way you tackle procrastination, build habits, and get things done? Starting today. Not long ago, I stumbled across a simple idea that changed the way I deal with procrastination, productivity, and habits. And it started with just 2 minutes. The rule was this: if something takes less than 2 minutes to do it right away. No hesitation, no overthinking, just act. And surprisingly, that tiny shift made a huge difference. Instead of letting small tasks pile up, like answering an email, taking out the trash, or putting a cup in the sink, I started knocking them out immediately. It kept my space cleaner, my to-do list lighter, and my mind clearer. The stress of unfinished tasks slowly faded, and I felt more in control of my day. But there was a second part to the rule that really stuck with me. When it comes to building new habits, just start with the first 2 minutes. Don't worry about finishing a whole workout. Just put on your shoes. Don't stress about reading a chapter. Just open the book and read 1 page. The point isn't to accomplish everything at once. The point is to make starting so easy that you can't say no. And more often than not, once I started, I kept going. What began as a trick to get things done became a mindset. It taught me that the hardest part of any task is just getting started, and 2 minutes is all it takes to break that barrier. That's the beauty of the 2-minute rule. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing something. And that something, it adds up fast. Number 2, for the longest time, I thought I just lacked discipline. I'd set goals, make to-do lists, tell myself, I'll try harder tomorrow. But over and over again, I'd fall into the same patterns. Procrastinate, get distracted, give up. Then I realized something that completely shifted the way I looked at behavior change. It wasn't me. It was my environment. I started noticing how my surroundings quietly influenced my actions. If my phone was on the table, I'd check it. If snacks were visible, I'd eat them. If the TV remote was within reach, I'd grab it, even when I had no intention of watching anything. So I decided to run a small experiment. Instead of trying to force better habits, I started tweaking my environment. I moved my phone out of sight while working. I put a water bottle on my desk. I left a book on my pillow so I'd read before bed. I even unplugged my TV for a week, just to see what would happen. And it worked. Without even thinking about it, I started drinking more water, reading more often, scrolling less. The changes felt effortless, not because I had suddenly developed superhuman willpower, but because I had removed the friction from doing the right thing. That's when it clicked. If you want to change your behavior, change what's around you. Don't rely on willpower. Design your space to support the person you want to become. The smallest tweaks made the biggest difference. It's not magic. It's just smart. And once you try it, even with one tiny change, you'll never look at your habits the same way again. Number 3, for a long time, I thought progress only counted when it was big. Big goals, big wins, big results. If I didn't finish the project, run the full mile, or hit a milestone, it didn't feel like I'd done enough. But that mindset was exhausting. It kept me chasing perfection and ignoring the small steps that actually moved me forward. Then something shifted. One day, I gave myself credit for showing up. I didn't finish the workout, but I started it. Win. I wrote 1 paragraph, not a chapter. Still a win. I chose water over soda at lunch. Another win. It felt small, but it felt good. And the more I noticed those little moments, the more motivated I became. Why? Because every time I celebrated a micro win, my brain got a tiny reward, a hit of motivation, and that made me want to keep going. That's when I realized progress doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from noticing what you've already done and reinforcing it. When I started tracking the tiny things, the 5-minute focus sessions, the healthy meals, the times I got out of bed instead of hitting snooze, I started stacking confidence. It was no longer about huge leaps. It was about building momentum, one micro win at a time. Now, I celebrate small wins constantly, not because they're enough, but because they're everything. They're the building blocks of change. So, if you're feeling stuck, try this. Notice the next tiny thing you do right and celebrate it. Smile, say, "That's a win." Give yourself a high five. It feels silly, but it works. Because when you celebrate small steps, big change stops feeling so far away. And suddenly, you're already on your way there. In the end, if you benefited from the video, do not hesitate to apply it immediately, my friend. Also, if you like the content, you can subscribe and activate the bell button to develop yourself.